हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज किरण हियर। आज हम एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट मॉक इंटरव्यू लेने जा रहे हैं जो है गायत्री का। शी हैज़ डन बीएससी कंप्यूटर साइंस, राइट? या फ्रॉम नासिक। कॉलेज इज के वाघ आर्ट्स साइंस कॉलेज, राइट? व्हेन डिड यू पास आउट?
2024.
Okay, so welcome Gayatri.
Thank
Let's
you, sir.
start the interview. Okay,
Yes.
comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can see that you have LinkedIn ID and GitHub ID also.
Yes, sir.
Why do you use GitHub?
Yes, sir. On the GitHub, we create a repository and mention our project. So the interviewer or any other person, any other person can be able to refer our the project or see our project.
ओके, तो गिटहब से ये होता है, आप बोल रहे हो कि इंटरव्यूअर अपना प्रोजेक्ट देख सकता है
Yes, sir.
और आप वहाँ प्रोजेक्ट रख सकते हो।
Yes.
ओके, ग्रेट। इसमें आप ये भी बता सकते हो कि इफ टुमारो माय सिस्टम गेट क्रैश, नो प्रॉब्लम, माय प्रोजेक्ट विल बी देयर ऑन द गिटहब। ओके, ग्रेट। ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद सम कोर पाइथन concepts. ओके,
Okay, sir.
you know my favorite, that is list. You know list?
Yes, sir.
How to create empty list?
Using the list constructor or using the square bracket, we can create the empty list.
Perfect. How to add elements in list?
By using append, extend or the insert method, we can add the elements within the list.
Okay, so whenever we add elements, whether they get added at the last or in between or at start?
Using insert, we can add the element at a specific position, and using append and extend, we can add the element at the end of the list.
At the end of the list?
Yes.
Okay, what is the difference between list and tuple?
Yes, sir. List is a comma separated value within the square bracket, and the tuple is a comma separated value within the parenthesis. List is mutable data type, and the tuple
Slow.
tuple is immutable data types. If data
Perfect.
is changeable, then go for a list, and if data is not changeable, then go for tuple. Then list requires.
What is data changeable and data not changeable?
Data changeable means we can update the original object. We can add new elements within the list, delete the element from list. But in case of a tuple, we can't add the element or the delete
We
the
cannot add
element from-
elements in tuple.
No, sir, because a tuple is immutable data type.
Then what's the use of tuple? We cannot add, we cannot remove. Then how we will create a tuple?
Yeah, in a dictionary, dictionary keys must be immutable data types. If data is not changeable, then we can use the tuple data structure.
What is range and X range?
Range is used to generate the numbers. It can return the range object, and X range is also used to generate the numbers, and it returns the X range object.
Okay, what is self keyword?
Yes, sir. Self keyword is the reference variable which is used as the first parameter in the instance methods, and is used to initialize the variables in the constructor and used to access the functionalities of the object.
Okay, so how to create packages in Python?
Yes, sir. Package code is written in another file, and then we can import using
If you create any package in Python,
Yes.
which file automatically will get created?
init.py.
Okay, that is underscore init is there?
Yes, sir.
What is underscore?
Double underscore means it is a special method. It is called automatically.
Okay. How to write constructor in Python?
Right?
How to write constructor in Python?
Yes, init method is used as the constructor in a Python.
Mhm.
It is called automatically when the object of the class is created.
Mm-hmm. So why to call that, or why automatically getting called? What happens with that? What's the use of constructor?
It is used to initialize the variables, so we can access the functionalities of the object.
Constructor getting added automatically, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I give some arguments in a constructor, clear?
Yes.
Arguments, signature, right? So how you initialize those?
Using a self keyword,
Mhm.
we can initialize that as a, suppose we take argument name in the constructor, then we can initialize it as a set.name equals to name.
Okay. How Python does memory management?
Yes, for memory management, Python provides Python memory manager. It allocates memory using the private heap space. All Python objects are stored in this space, and these objects are not accessible to the programmer. Additionally, Python also provides a garbage collector, which automatically deallocate the memory of the objects who are not longer in use.
Let's say I write one variable a equal to 60.
Yes,
Memory
sir.
got allocated. I want to delete that memory. How to delete?
Yes, sir. We consider a equals to 60, and then we also create the object a equals to 50. Then then memory allocated to the first a is deallocate automatically, and the memory is allocated to the second a.
So can we write del a? Del
Then
a, delete a.
yes, sir. To deallocate the memory of the object.
What is list comprehensions?
List comprehension is a concise way to create list using the expression and the for loop.
Okay. What's the use of representation method? Underscore, underscore, REPR.
It is used for the document representation in the class.
And str?
str is also used for string representation.
Why to handle exceptions?
To prevent the abnormal terminations of the program due to the exception occurrence, we use the exception handling.
What is the topmost class in the exception hierarchy?
Exception class is the topmost class.
Or base exception?
Yes, sir.
Exception class or base exception class?
Exception class.
Okay. What is the compile time exceptions?
Compile time exceptions means the errors which cannot be handled, but exceptions are the runtime errors which may be handled.
Okay. So have you ever tried handling any exception? Do you know any inbuilt exceptions in Python?
Yes, file not found exception means file not found error or a key error, attribute errors are the inbuilt exceptions in the Python.
What is attribute error?
If we do not declare the variable and we try to access this variable, then Python gives the attribute error.
If I ask you to find a factorial of a number,
Yes,
how
sir.
will you do?
Yes, sir. Factorial means the multiplications of all numbers from 1 to the specific number. So we can use the for loop and specify the range from 1 to the specific number plus 1 and multiply these numbers.
Okay. Do you ever used any inbuilt module in Python?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
SYS module.
System model.
Yes.
For what?
For get size of a function use
How to check a type of variable in Python?
using the type function.
How to find address of any variable?
Using ID built-in function, we can find the address of object.
What is iterators and generators?
Iterator is used to iterate the sequence, and generator is a special function which use yield keyword rather than a return statement to return the result. And a generator.
Take pauses while giving answer. See, the one flow is started, right? There is something called comma, there is something called semicolon, there is something called full stop, right? So whenever you are giving answer, you have excellent knowledge, okay?
Yes, sir.
Means whatever answers you are telling makes sense. They are not vague, okay? They are good. But what I would be expecting while giving answers, a little bit, you are matured, but show that you are mature and give answers slowly, calm, okay?
Yes.
So now again, you give me answer of what's the use of like generator and iterator?
Generator is a special function which use the yield keyword rather than a return statement. It is more memory efficient because it do not store all the object at once.
Can you be bit more slower to this? Like this, see. I asked you generator and iterator, okay? So what you should be saying? Let's first look at the generator.
Yes.
Now I'll be telling you, sir, generator. Like that you start. Go ahead.
Let's see the generator. Generator is the special functions which uses the yield keyword rather than a return statement. It is more memory efficient and do not store all the objects at once.
Now iterator.
Iterator is the iterator is used to generate the sequence, and it maintains its states during generating the numbers.
Now you understood how to give
Yes,
answer.
sir.
So first generator you will be telling, then iterator. So it will be more structured.
Yes, sir.
You know any mutable data types in Python?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
The mutable data types in Python are the list, then dictionary, set, etc.
Okay. What is pass?
As the name suggests, past statement does nothing. It is like null operations, and it acts as a placeholder for the future use. If a statement is required syntactically and you do not want
Again
to,
you started a little faster.
and you do not want to execute anything, then past statement is used.
Okay. How to do garbage collection?
Garbage collections automatically deallocate the memory of the objects which are not longer in use.
Okay. Can we add tuple inside tuple?
No, sir.
No. Okay. How to iterate tuples?
Now we can iterate the tuples using the for loop.
You said that you use system module, right?
Yes.
Any other module you have used which is inbuilt?
Yes, sir. Functool modules
Functool. What it does?
to use the reduce functions.
How to install Python?
Yes, sir. Firstly, download the Python version 3.12. Then check the check boxes and
Don't tell all these checkboxes and all. Just download the Python and install it by doing next like that.
yes.
Understood, na? So don't tell all that things like keep checkbox, accept the condition and all. Not needed actually. So whether you have used Eclipse or PyCharm or Visual Studio,
Visual Studio, of course.
any other editor you know?
Yes, sir. Python.
Did you use that?
No, sir.
But you know it.
Yes.
Any shortcut of Visual Studio you know?
No, sir.
Means while coding you might have used some shortcuts like control space or something.
No, sir.
No? Okay. So always while coding you must be referring to shortcuts or seeing, exploring. Today you write on ChatGPT Visual Studio shortcuts for
Okay,
Python
sir.
programming. So you will see press Control D, automatically lines will get deleted. Control Shift F means formatting will be done.
Yes,
Got my
sir.
point? Okay, so you have good things. So explore beyond that what you know. Okay, that would be my advice. Okay, so coming to SQL.
Yes, sir.
Why to use joins?
Yes, to find the matching records between two tables, we can use the joins. There are several
But if
types.
I want non-matching records, then
Then we can't use the join. Join returns only the matching records.
So the answer is joins we use if you want to fetch data from two tables. Don't say matching, not matching or something. If two tables you want to combine, then you should be using joins. Okay.
Yes.
Any type of join you know?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
Inner join, left outer join, right outer join, and
What
the
is the
same
difference between inner join and outer join?
in inner join, we find the matching records, and in
Perfect.
outer join, it returns both the matching and unmatching records from the two tables.
Yeah, even if data is missing, it will be fetching, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next is like, can we have two primary keys in a table?
No, sir. For one table, there is only one column for the primary key.
Only one. But if I give two, will it give error or
Yes.
what?
No, sir. This is the composite primary key.
Yeah. So it is allowed, but it becomes then
Yes.
composite.
Yes.
Very good. Any other inbuilt function in MySQL? Aggregate functions,
Yes, sir.
So when I ask any function means it can be aggregate function also.
functions.
Yeah. Which function you know?
For average, it uses AVG, then sum, max, mean, and count.
That's it. There are no more functions than this.
Yes, sir.
But you don't know.
I don't.
How to connect a database with Python?
Using PDBC.
Yeah. So what are the steps for that?
Yes, sir. I am not aware about the.
No, no problem, no problem. So PDBC is the way to connect between the database and the Python.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, coming to MySQL again. What is the having clause? You know?
Yes.
What is that?
Having clause is used to filter the result of the group by clause after using the aggregate functions.
What is the difference between delete, truncate, and drop?
Delete command in SQL is used to single row from the table, whereas truncate, if we use the truncate command, then we can delete all the records, but do not delete the table structure. And if we use drop, then we can delete all the records as well as the table structure also.
What is table structure means?
Table structure means columns and rows.
Okay. How to count how many rows any table has?
Using the count built-in functions of SQL, we can count the number of records.
What is subquery?
Subquery is the query written within another query. In case of a subquery is executed first, and then using result of a subquery, original query is executed.
What is group by?
Group by is used to combine the values of a columns using a specific column.
Okay. Can you give me example why to use group by?
Yes, sir. Suppose in the salary column of the employee, there are multiple salaries like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. And if we want to retrieve the data of the employees whose salary is 10,000, then we can use group by clause and use salary as a 10,000. Then it returns the records of 10,000 employees.
So group by salary.
Yes.
Select employee name, comma, salary maybe from employees table.
Yes.
Where the maybe salary is 10,000 something and group by salary, right? You know HTML?
Yes, sir. I have basic knowledge of HTML also.
You have. Okay. What is the meaning of disabled and read only text box? You know text box can be disabled?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
In a Django project, I use disable.
Why you use disable there?
When user gives the test, then at the last question, user not able to give the next question. Then next button is disabled.
You created an online test portal there.
Yes,
You
sir.
used.
Yes.
Good. Like that you should be able to connect. Guys, those who are listening, I asked her disable. Now she's explaining that in her project she has used that disable. I mean to say just connect the dots and make the line. So whenever you have used, you should be telling that all things. Okay. So it looks like you have done development. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So जो डेवलपमेंट करने के लिए लगता है कि आप हर बंदा चेक करता है आपको कि सही में आप कोड करते हो कि नहीं करते हो. हर बार तो आप लैपटॉप नहीं ला सकते एंड यू कैन नॉट शो मी कोड, राइट? सो टू गेस टू जज candidates on the basis of their knowledge, we need such dots. Okay, so very good, that's not a problem. Okay, so JavaScript you used?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between JavaScript and HTML?
Yes, sir. Using HTML, we can JavaScript is the event-based language. Using HTML, we can't do this code, and JavaScript extend the HTML and make the HTML more dynamic.
Okay, so JavaScript we can write some logic also.
Yes, sir.
You know Django?
Yes, sir.
Why to use Django?
Yes, sir. Django make the development faster. It provides the various features like the ORM, MAT. Then it provides at built-in admin interface and the URL routing.
What is setting.py in Django project?
Setting.py file of a Django project is the central configuration and setting files which manages.
Slow again.
It is the central configuration and the setting file which manages all settings of our project. It contains the database configuration, then a list of all the installed apps within our project, then middlewares for the security, then authentication, etc.
Okay. Can you tell me request and response flow in Django?
Yes, sir. User gives request to particular view function by providing URL of that function in a browser. Then server receive this request. Server check that URL and check the search that URL in the url.py file of the corresponding app. Then server send call the respective view function, and this view function generate the HTTP response object. This response object is sent to the server, and server send this response object to the client.
What is get and post there?
Yes, sir. Get is the default request method. Then request parameter are displayed in the browser if we use the get method. In case of post, the request parameters are not displayed in the browser. Get is used to read data from server, and the post method is used to send the data to the view functions.
How to send parameters in any URL to the views?
Using HTML text box.
No. In view, whenever you write view, you navigate to some other page, right? But I want to send list object there. How you will send?
In a render function or a redirect function, we pass the dictionary using which we can display the request parameter.
What is the difference between form and model form?
No, sir.
No. How to add validations in Django?
Django provide using the forms we can provide validations to the text boxes.
Okay. In Django, like what is MVT?
MVT stand for Model View Template. It is like a MVC. Model means the application's data. It may be the model class or the dictionary data passed from the view functions. Then view is the Python functions which take request and send the HTTP response to the client. And template is the HTML file which may be generated by the view function.
How to do unit testing in Python? You know, P unit and something?
No, sir.
Okay. So, if you have good things, so explore other things also now. And while answering, be very slow, cool. Because you know answers.
Yes, sir.
Give as much as full stops. Okay? It should not look boring while listening. The flow should not be one. See, now I'm talking, I'm stopping. My voice will be louder sometime. My voice will be little, low sometime high. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Expressions would be there. You're getting my point. So little such improvements will change you. Django uses ORM. Yes, or no?
Sir.
Django uses ORM. What is ORM?
ORM stands for Object Relational Mapping. It is used by programmer to interact with the database using Python object instead of the SQL queries.
Okay. Why to use that if SQL queries you know? Better to use SQL queries, na?
Yes, sir. Firstly, we use PDBC, but in case of a PDBC, we write the SQL queries manually. Then, if SQL queries syntax change from database to database, and if the database is changed, then the programmer need to rewrite all the SQL queries according to the current database. Then the Django ORM solve this problem and create the SQL queries automatically.
Very good, perfect answer. Okay. And you took pauses also while giving this answer. Understood?
Yes.
Now see, such a big answer you gave. It would have been in one speed, one voice, one modulation. It would look like, like jargon. Just simply somebody is saying. Correct? Answer was very perfect. And it's not like rata hua. It was perfect. Getting my point?
Yes.
So like this modification you need to do in your and you know English also. It's not like you don't have good communication.
Yes, sir.
Getting? How to create REST API?
To create the REST function, REST API functions, we use the API view decorator before defining the function.
Okay. So as you said, like what is class-based views and function-based views?
Yes, sir. In our project, we can see only the function-based views. We can't see the class variables.
So you have not used, you are saying.
No, sir.
If I want to change my database URL in Django project, where you will be changing that?
Database URL. In url.py file of the main basic file of project.
So in url.py file, only database changes are there, or many more things are there?
No, sir. In url.file, we can change only the URLs.
How to navigate from view to any template?
Using the render function or the redirect function.
What is difference between these two?
Yes, sir. Using redirect function, we can access the web pages of the current application as well as the external application run on another development server. But using a render function, we can access only the web pages of a current application.
So you created project in Django, you are saying?
Yes, sir.
The test portal. The system has two types of users, admin and normal user.
Yes, sir.
How you differentiated between these two?
Yes, sir. Admin user can be able to the add questions, then delete questions.
No, that is a functionality.
Yes, sir.
But when somebody puts username and password, like Kiran Academy is username, Kiran Academy is a password. Now, how you identify whether it is admin or it's a normal user?
Yes, sir. We can create admin user using the create user command. For this, for the admin user in auth_user in is super user column, it is its value is 1.
Okay, so sometimes 0, sometimes 1. If
Yes,
1,
sir.
then it is admin.
If user is normal, then its value is 0.
Then you have done that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Normal user can take a test, view their scores after submission, and compare their answers with the correct answer. So you are storing whatever answers user is giving, or what?
Yes, sir. We store which answers are given by user and the correct answer.
Okay. Then how you do comparison between these two?
If a submitted answer is equal to the correct answer, then the answer becomes correct.
How to calculate score? What was your role in this project? You developed by your own, or 2-3 people created this project?
No, sir. Actually, this project is developed in our regular lectures.
Okay, so this is Kiran Academy project.
Yes,
You're saying. You're understanding what sir is teaching?
Yes, sir.
In BSc Computer Science, which language you had? Like Java, C, Python?
Yes, sir. In the first year, we learn C programming and the SQL, then data structure, and at last year, we learn the Java.
No Python?
Yes, sir. But there is only practically in the second year.
You wrote ranked in top 10% of class, so always you got some ranking, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. Who was your training and placement officer in that college?
In Kiran Academy?
No. In this 𝐞𝐞𝐬𝐬 college.
Mr. Chaudhary, sir.
Okay, you know him? So, we'll send this, your interview also to him. When did you pass out? 24.
Yes, sir. Recently.
So how much time you are reading? How much time you read daily?
No, sir.
You don't read?
No, sir. There is no specific time. Actually, I always read.
You always read?
Anything, but not only Python, but anything like general knowledge or other anything.
Which is a big event you know this year happening in India? Any big event this year? Anything?
In 2024.
25.
25.
कुछ तो बड़ा हुआ है इंडिया में, कुछ तो चल रहा है बड़ा सा.
No, sir.
You see reels or not? Reels, shorts, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah, so you know Mahakumbh?
Yes.
वो चल रहा है अभी. You must be knowing hot things at least in the market, like right now what is happening around, okay?
Yes, sir.
So Prayagraj is hosting Mahakumbh this time, okay? And you are from Nashik, so Nashik also has Mahakumbh, right?
Yes, sir.
होता है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
तो ये
After
Mahakumbh
every 12 years.
After 6 years, there will be 𝐴rDhkumbh, and after 12 years, it would be Mahakumbh.
Yes, sir.
Purna Kumbh, not Mahakumbh. Mahakumbh comes after 12 into 12, like 144 years.
Yes, sir.
So this time. Why Nashik is celebrating this Kumbh? Why only Nashik? Nashik, Prayagraj and all that cities.
No, sir, I have no idea about that.
But in Nashik it's there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. So I was just talking like, that's why interviewer always asks such questions also. Not very meaningful. Your selection is not on that basis, okay? But they want you to be aware, you know. Like you're from Nashik, so Kumbh Mela is always there.
Yes.
Not always, but it is there. So on what basis they selected Nashik? So you must be knowing that, okay? But again, not compulsory, okay? That is only to check whether you're looking into that direction or not, whether तुम मतलब आस्तिक हो कि नहीं हो.
No, sir.
So kind of चीजें वो करते हैं, but that's all okay. You got 9.73 CGPA, right? Great. It's around 90%.
Yes,
More than that, right? You know Angular also?
yes, sir.
What do you know in Angular?
Sir, Angular is a client-side web framework using CSS, HTML, and the JavaScript. It is the single-page application.
A single page. You cannot create multiple pages?
We create, but using URL routing, we can visit these multiple pages.
What is TypeScript?
Yes, sir. TypeScript is the superset of JavaScript. It is the static typing language. Means here in a TypeScript, we need to specify the data types before declaring the variables.
What is the difference between TypeScript and JavaScript?
JavaScript is the dynamic typing language, and the TypeScript is the static typing language.
Python is dynamically typed language, right?
Yes.
Why it is called like that?
Because in a Python, there is no need to specify the data types before declaring the variables.
Can we declare data type or not?
No, sir.
But for list we declare, na? Or no?
No, sir.
Only square bracket is enough?
Yes.
And for set?
No, sir. For set, we use the set constructor. If we use only the curly braces, then it is the dictionary.
Okay. In dictionary there will be key value, right?
Yes.
How to iterate it?
Using the for loop with several methods like keys, values, and the items.
So what is the difference between these three methods?
The keys method of a dictionary can be iterate only keys of the dictionary. Then using values method, we can iterate the values of a dictionary, and using items, we can iterate both keys and values.
Yeah, so this project was in Angular?
Yes, sir, we create this project in Angular also.
So what you have done in Angular for this project? What was your role?
Yes, sir. In Django, there is only one application. But in case of Angular, we use two applications as the Angular and the API, REST APIs. And then communicate these two applications using the REST API.
What is Node and Express?
Node and Express.
You know Node?
Yes, sir.
While using Angular, you might have used Node, right?
Yes, sir.
So what's the use of it?
No, sir, I am not aware.
Okay. So you created REST API or you didn't create? In Django, you created REST APIs, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You created by your own?
Yes, sir.
You know how to create REST API?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the difference between Django Web Application and Django REST API? There is one MVT model, right?
Yes.
That your request comes in, then it goes to, it get processed, and then response will be coming, right? But in REST API, it won't happen. Here JSON you get, right?
Yes.
So how to do that? Can you give me flow of JSON, REST API?
Yes, sir. REST API take input as a JSON string, and it also returns output as the JSON.
What is JSON?
JSON stand for JavaScript object notation. It is like a Python dictionary, but in a JSON object, the keys must be included in the double quote.
Okay. Okay, so lot of question I asked.
Yes.
And you was too fast, so you answered them correctly and you saved our time actually. But my advice would be slow. Okay, so let's start the feedback. Actually, I have to give you feedback. I already gave you. Communication is good. Need to be improved little bit. Like I would say, yes sir, I create a class. No, I created a class. It's a past tense,
Yes.
right? So use tenses properly while talking. Give proper gaps between the statement, that again I'm telling. Modulation, what is important, what is not important. Like I asked you one question like generator and iterator. You just started and stopped. I didn't know when you told the iterator. So what suggestion I gave you? Okay, what suggestion I gave on that question? First tell, now let's see the generator and then talk. Then let's see first iterator and then talk. Understood?
Yes.
Next is explore outside world also. In technology as well as like 𝐸𝐼𝐭𝐡 I told you. So not about 𝐸𝐼𝐭𝐡, but you must be aware of it. Correct?
Yes.
Who is Grandmaster of chess in India right now, across the world? Who won the chess championship?
Now.
So that we should be knowing. So read such things. Correct ना?
Yes.
ये पता होना चाहिए. ये expectation है. What interviewer will be doing with you? He will be asking, you are good in the Python and all, but you are not keeping your eyes open for the outside world. So that also should be there. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Then in Python, what sir has taught you or not taught doesn't matter. More than that, you should be doing. Like in ChatGPT, I already told you behind the scene before this interview, you should be finding tricky questions on some topic. Correct ना?
Yes.
That sir hasn't tell you कि like ये है वो है, पर आप डालिए वहाँ पे tricky questions on Django. बहुत सारे आएंगे. जब आप ढूंढोगे, don't think like this sir has taught or not. It doesn't matter, right? The sir has given one model. So you need to go beyond it. You need to look beyond it. Great.
Yes, sir.
You understood all these things?
Yes, sir.
Then last question, like what is polymorphism?
Polymorphism is the fundamental concept in proofs which allows to single type of entity to represent multiple forms. For example, len function in Python, which
I don't want example of len function. Go for
Yes, sir.
another function.
No, sir, len function.
Okay, so like that I need. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Don't stuck with one thing.
Yes.
Let's say I asked you example. So you gave library and person example. For example, library and teacher. This is one example you created for something. But interviewer may ask you, no, stop this example. I want different
Another
example. So you
example.
should be ready for it.
Yes.
Okay. Give me example for inheritance.
Yes, sir.
Give me.
For example, the properties of a parent like color, height, etc. are inherited in the child, means due to heredity characters.
No, I don't want this example. Give me another example.
Yes, sir. The property of a father, including farm, bike, are giving to his child, means child inherited from the parent.
Okay, great. So you understood the thing, you understood the trick, okay? You
Yes,
enjoyed
sir.
this interview or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I'm really happy to see you answering everything, and I'm very happy again that you are confident enough to face the camera and everybody. Now your audiences will be seeing this, okay? So anyway, thank you, Gayatri.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, well done. Okay, best of luck for your real interviews, okay? Thank you, bye-bye.